I'm Larry Ridley. You're tuned into the NFL on EA Sports. Today's game will be all about the turnovers. The Bucs are top 10 in turnover differential. And they'll be up against a Panthers team that wants to be careful not to play into that strength. With that, we'll send it over to Brandon Guyton and Charles Davis. They've got the call in this Week 5 matchup.
Now we're about 5 miles northwest of downtown Tampa at beautiful Raymond James Stadium near Florida's Gulf Coast. Today we've got a good Week 5 matchup in store here between the Carolina Panthers and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Now a play fake here on first down. And his first pass here is going to fall incomplete. The intended target, the tight end, Austin Seferian-Jenkins. And it's second down. And one advantage for this offensive unit is the big target, Mike Evans.
Play to his strength, his size and catch radius. Throw it up there, let him go get it.
Play action now. Winston. He's going to loft one deep left side here. That's caught inside the 20. It's a big play. Winston to Evans. 52 yards. So after that big play, let's see if they can catch their defense maybe on their heels.
Let's go now. Blue waiting.
And he'll give it here to his running back. A gain of 3, second down. And the starting crew defensively for Carolina.
Startulele is a former first-round pick who's starting to round into form, becoming one of the better run stoppers in the league.
Now a second down throw for Winston. That is caught at the 7. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a third down. And just a small glimpse there as to why they like this rookie so much.
And that's why they lit up a little bit in our meetings with the coaching staff.
Yeah, when we talked about him, they did.
Yeah, they like his work ethic. You know, this guy's running every route well in the route tree and getting better at it all the time, really honing his game. They expect a pretty good jump out of him as things continue to move on.
And look at this. They're keeping the punter on the sideline. They're going to go for it here on the opening drive. Winston sneaking it. They'll get neither the touchdown nor the first down. And on the opening drive of the afternoon, the defense forces a turnover on downs. So, Charles, they wanted 7 on that opening drive. They didn't want to settle for a field goal.
Felt like a tone setter. You know, that's what they were looking for, because a lot of teams, they'll march it downfield, and when they kick the field goal, it almost feels disappointing, doesn't it? You have a nice drive. I think this team decided, guess what? No matter what, we're going for the 6, try and put those points on the board and set them back on their heels.
But unfortunately, that mentality did not work out. They'll give it to him right up the gut. It's a 9-yard gain, and it keeps the drive moving. Coach hinted to us, and we may see some old power football here in this game. We got a taste of it on that first down run.
I love how he hinted it to us, and then when we were watching practice, we were watching what they call inside drill with the offensive and defensive line, and they kept putting more defenders on the other side and saying, block that. I don't care how many guys are in there. I want to run the football this week. And, boy, it has paid off for them in this game.
And he'll take this one up over the 20 to the 21-yard line. Call it a gain of 4 on first, and that'll make it second down. And a quick look at the Buccaneer defensive starters.
Vaughn Alexander is one of the exciting linebackers in the league. His forte, speed.
Second down following the run. Josh Ferguson with his first carry. And some space here. And a nice carry there of 15 yards.
How many times do we say in this game that speed kills, and it does it in so many different ways? In this case, You got a back who's quick and shifty, can make moves, make people miss, but also gets to and through a hole before it can close down. That's some of the benefits of that speed, not just outrunning people in the secondary. That led to a really nice game.
A well-executed blitz, no doubt. Great job by the linebacker. Maybe the quarterback, if he could have seen that, could have audibled there.
Yeah, he needed to be in a different play because that one just meshed perfectly for the defense. All the gaps were filled except for the one the offense really wanted to run through, and that was filled by a big man wanting to make a tackle.
And he made a great tackle. Clock rolling as we hit the midway point of this first quarter. They'll try the air now with Newton. Now they go screen. It's complete. He lost 4 there, and it's third down.
Time to give a little credit here. That was an excellent read by the guys on the defensive side of the ball.
Yeah, you're crediting your defense.
Got to credit them on that one because they tried to fool him, right? Tried to trick him. Ran a screen, and they went to it and smothered it for a loss of yardage.
So it looks like the offense isn't going anywhere. They're going to go for it on 4th and 7. They are going to go for it. It's Newton. And this is incomplete. Pass interference call. Charles, you were a defender. You know how hard it is to defend the pass without committing this penalty.
And if they would let them play with a little bit more contact and give the defender a better chance, we wouldn't have nearly as many flags.
First down and 10 now for the offensive group. Now Newton on first down. And a quick throw here, that's complete. Give him 9 there on the first down completion. Second down now after the pass completion. Well, clearly one of his advantages as a passer is his height, sit back in the pocket, fired over the middle. That makes things tougher defensively, doesn't it?
It really does because your goal is to move the quarterback off his initial spot when he gets his drop back completed. But when you have that type of height, he can stay in there. If he's willing to take the hits and just fire over the top, which saves him time and actually completes a play a little bit quicker than it normally does for a quarterback who has to slide and find open space to throw.
And this seemingly endless drive continues. On second down, here's Newton. Quick hitter here, it's complete. That catch good for 5. It's third down.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you've got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
Here's Newton. His throw caught right around the 6. And they do get him down, but he's inside the 5 all the way to the 3.
Looked like the screen pass was taken away there, but what a nice job improvising, finding other options, and completing the pass anyway.
In the red zone this time. First and goal at the 3-yard line now. Now they'll run it on the toss. And he's going to get this back to the 3-yard line and no further. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down.
One of the toughest things for an offensive lineman to learn is the ability to get in space and hit people who are moving targets. And the linebackers are not easy ones to hit because they know how to move, juke, and make you miss. And that's exactly what he did on that play. A nice play for the defense.
Well, just play after play after play on this long drive for the offense. Now Newton on 3rd and goal. And he's got it. Touchdown, Panthers. Rashard Higgins, his first touchdown on the year. And the Panthers are going to take a first quarter lead. And this will be good to give the Panthers a 7-0 lead. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This will be fielded at the 8. And he'll take this across the 25, a couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line. On 1st and 10, Winston. Evans has it left side. Give him a couple on the catch. It's 2nd and 8.
If you run an out route, it's likely you end up near the sideline. And what did we just see there?
Toe tap.
You got it. The benefits of practice. Toe tapping, foot dragging, picking it up, and making sure it was a catch.
Back now with Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. It's the Bucs in possession of the football as we begin the second quarter. Second down, 8. Second down, Winston. Looking left side, he's got it, complete. A nice pick up there, 10 yards, and it'll move the sticks. We heard them talk before the game about utilizing the intermediate passing game this week. It works for them there. They move the chains.
And we saw them work on it in practice as well, and most teams take a period at a time to work on different things. They put a couple of periods of work into the intermediate passing game, and now we know exactly why. They got the look that they were seeking, and they were able to take advantage of it.
Jameis to throw it. Over the middle to Evans. A good pick up there at 22.
And that was a heck of a shot right there by Jameis Winston. Boy, he has a superior right arm, doesn't he? You saw him play baseball.
Yeah, he's actually a switch hitter in baseball. Outfielder, and then, of course, a very hard-throwing pitcher. That's translated well in the National Football League.
That it has. When he has to make that throw on a line, he's got plenty of arm to do it.
First down, Winston. He's going to flip that out to the flat. It's complete. And the stop here will come at the 38-yard line. It'll be a pickup of only a yard, and that'll make this a second down.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
Hey, we got three. Three down. Blue lady. Easy. Scratching.
They'll throw again. Winston. He completes it to Evans. Give him 11 yards that time and a new set of downs.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route, and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field. And now what he's trying to do is use his body to keep the defender away from the football and get the quarterback a really nice target.
Time running out here on the play clock. And they'll try the ground game here with the running back. And they've got it in the red zone now, down at about the 19. A good run there on first down, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 2.
Some runs are blocked so well, you almost forget that someone has to carry the ball to gain the yardage. The leverage by the offensive line to create space up front, really well done.
And the next snap coming inside the red zone here. They run with a fullback Nix. And now they're inside the 10 as he's brought down at the 9. It's a 10-yard gain there, and it sets him up now 1st and goal.
Well, not a lot of flash and dash on that play. 2nd and 2, and they hand it to the big man, and he ends up picking up a first down. A little bit of gray area there, though, but I think what they thought, hey, we hand it to him here. If we come back and don't get it, we still got another down to try and pick it up.
They come out here in the eye. Now they'll run it on the toss. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Buccaneers. A great effort there. His 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Buccaneers are an extra point away from tying up this football game. And it's no good. He misses the extra point, and this remains a 7-6 game. After the touchdown, Aguayo now ready for the kickoff. This one taken from the 7. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. Here's the Carolina offense as they get ready to take over here. And they will simply, Charles, be looking to duplicate what they did last drive when they were able to push it in for 6.
And they hope it'll be that easy, right? To be able to take exactly what happened before, replicate it. They may have to make a few additional changes along the way because I'm sure the defense will make some adjustments, but they've got to have great confidence having scored the last time out.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he is going to lose yardage here. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down.
Well, in that play, the expression, don't blink, you might miss something, certainly applied. That was fast. Defense diagnosed the play, and it was over in a heartbeat.
Here's Newton now on 2nd down. It's complete right side to Benjamin. The reception good for 7. It's 3rd down. So 3rd and 5, defensively expecting pass. They've got 6 DBs out there. From the gun on 3rd down, Newton gets it to Benjamin. It's caught. And he brings this up to the 46. Good enough for the first. 2 minutes remain here in the first half. We'll come back to Tampa after this timeout. Shift together here from the D-line. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll find his way forward to about the 48-yard line. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8. And they're going to speed things up here. To throw on 2nd down is Newton. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he's going to be out of bounds, but able to take it inside the 40-yard line. And now the passing game here in the 2nd quarter starting to heat up a little bit.
Don't you feel the rhythm starting to happen, right? You see it. Now the confidence is starting to rise. I think now as a play caller, because that has happened, you lean on it a little bit more. You don't go totally away from running the football, but you do say, guess what? We can throw it well with a whole lot of confidence.
And that's one of his advantages of a passer, is now with his height, setting back there in the pocket, firing it over the middle, he can really see everything clearly.
It is, and I know that other quarterbacks get it done different ways, all right? You don't have to be his height to make a great play. But what he does is he takes away having to make those slide steps in the pocket to find angles to throw the ball through. He just throws right over the top of it because he can see everything, and sometimes that saves time and gets the ball to a receiver quicker.
And the offense moving quickly to the line. Looking to jam the receivers at the line here. Press coverage look defensively. Now Newton. And pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up 2nd down.
We know it's not an easy job to go out and catch passes when people are trying to tackle you and knock the ball away. But the bottom line is, that's a pass he's got to have and a pass he should have caught.
2nd and goal. They still need 8 yards to find the end zone. And the hole closes quickly here. He can fight only to about the 4. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. Ooh, long drive. The defense just cannot seem to catch a break and get off the field. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll get blown up behind. And now the Bucs deciding to take a timeout defensively. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. So on 4th down here, Mike Tomlin says, let's just get 3. This is an easy one, 23-yarder. And his kick is good. And they bump the lead up to 4 now at 10-6. And, Charles, they get the field goal. Took them a dozen plays, though.
Work with me on this one. You know what I'm about to say, right? Bend but don't break. That's what came into play here for the defense. 12 plays were run at them. They only gave up 3 points. In a lot of ways, that's a win for the defense.
And the Buccaneers getting ready to go as they take the field. And what do you think goes on here in this situation? If you got the football, you're trailing, you're back in your own territory with just a little time. Do you try something?
You're thinking about jump-starting your team, right? You just mentioned it.
Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. So they pick up the first down after the run, and now they approach for the fresh set.
Let's go now.
Defense really showing respect to the deep ball here, playing off the receivers. Now a play fake here on 1st down. He's going to loft one deep left side here. And it drops down incomplete. Thought he might have had it. Instead, 2nd down.
And when all else fails as a defender, when you're not there in the coverage, your best friend is exactly what we saw there. A big play shot taken by the offense. Unfortunately, it ended in a big drop.
Second down following the incompletion.
Ready, flip, Sonic. Watch twist. Watch twist. Sonic, check.
Off the play fake, Winston. He's got time in the pocket. He's going to go up top again. And that will be incomplete with the clock showing 18 seconds now to go.
One thing I know from experience is that when the deep ball is thrown and you're the defender, you've got to fight that little bit of panic that emerges. You've got to play the ball really well. It's a 50-50 jump ball play. And guess what? They took a shot. How are you going to win it? And in this case, they managed to get it done.
On 3rd down, Winston. And that is incomplete. Down to 15 seconds now.
It's always tough for the guys throwing the football when they think they've got a completion and the ball's almost there, and then someone sneaks a hand or 2 in and bats it away.
On 4th down, here's Brian Anger now to kick this one away. And now a high kick here as they'll try to cover this one. That'll go in the books as just a 16-yard punt. And possession will change here with very little time remaining until halftime. Carolina getting set to take the field. And from this spot in the field with the clock where it's at, you think we're just going to see a knee and that's it?
And I think in this situation, that's the proper play. But we do know there's some risk takers out there that may want to take one more shot before the clock runs out.
Now a first down throw for Newton. And a quick throw here that's complete. Give them 13 on the pickup there. And the Panthers are going to get a first down.
That looked like a pretty good route combination there because you've got to find a way to clear the guy running the drag. Because when you do, you just put the ball on him and then let him run.
Yeah, he's got some space. A final shot before the break. Newton. Quick hitter here. It's complete. So we've reached halftime. And Larry apparently very brief in his report. Thanks anyway, my man, as we're already set for action. So both teams have their marching orders, and we'll get going again here in quarter number 3. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Out come the Panthers. They'll have it first on offense in the third quarter. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking to extend that lead.
And this is where I enjoy talking about one of my favorite subjects, tendency breakers, or counters as I also like to call them. You've done things in a certain way in the first half, and they've had the ability to see what you've done. They're going to make their adjustments. So guess what? You adjust yourself and try and stay ahead of the pace because you are looking for some separation in this ball game.
The adjustment to the adjustment.
Without a doubt. Show them one thing, hit them with something else.
Offense comes to the line now, 1st and 10.
Hey, that was a beautifully executed screen pass. They let the rushers get upfield and got the escorts in front, meaning the offensive linemen, other blockers out in front. Completed the pass beautifully. So now you've got all that open space with big guys leading the way.
Got to give some credit there defensively. They snuffed out that screen early on first down.
Really read it well, didn't they? Because they didn't bring the pressure that they expected. They covered all the passing lanes. So once you see it break down as the passer, I think in this situation, you're throwing it at the feet of your back to make sure no one picks it off, or you throw it away. Throw it over the sideline. Don't try and freelance and try and make a bigger play. There's really no one else running a pattern that should be open.
Wake up. 20. Check. Gun.
On 2nd down, here's Newton. Fighting his safety valve here. That's complete. So he got free of one tackle, but couldn't do a whole lot else. It'll be a gain of 6, and it'll be 3rd down.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you just swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field.
Well, they get the completed pass, but still have more to go here on 3rd down. They come up in an empty set. 4 wide receivers, 1 tight end. Newton now to throw. The intended receiver was Rashard Higgins, and now it's 4th down.
Oh, man, for him to be that wide open and drop it. Sometimes you have just too much time on your hands, right? You end up thinking way too much, and your hands get shaky.
And yes, he's a tight end, but that's a catch he should have made. So here we go. The offense is going to stay out there. They're going for it on 4th and 8. Now with the play clock about to expire, we get a whistle and a timeout. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this 3rd quarter. So they're going to come to the line here, and it appears trying to go for it on 4th. They snap it to Newton. And it is incomplete. And the Panthers turned away on 4th down. And this defense is going to get the football back near midfield, right at the 48. Here comes the Buccaneers offense. They get their first reps of the 2nd half. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
And he'll go down shy of the 40 at the 41. It's a gain of 4 there, and it gives them a new set of downs. And they're going to hurry back to the line now.
Not too many more ideal situations in 2nd and 2 in order to try and pick up a first down. They ran it and picked it up.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's going to get this inside the 30. A really nice pickup of 14 yards, and it moves the sticks.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Has had the game he expected, But that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice, because you're right, he struggled, especially in that first half. And Winston lost the football.
On plays like this where the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back. Because this is the quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
They're going to hurry back to the line now. They'll try to throw now. Winston. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. Give him 6 on the play, and that'll bring up a 3rd down.
It's funny, throughout the time that we've been together, when we talk with running backs about the ability to catch the ball, their eyes light up when they talk about open field and having one-on-one matchups, don't they?
Yeah, they do. And that's the reason why. Well, we just saw shedding those tackles, and that's what they're used to doing.
It is, and it starts at the beginning of the play, a one-on-one matchup of someone trying to cover them, but they also like those one-on-ones downfield after the catch when they're running with the ball. They think they're going to win those, too. It looks like, yes, it is 6 defensive backs on the field for Carolina.
They're going with a dime set. Jameis to throw it. Over the middle to Evans. Call it a 3-yard gain, and it'll be 4th down.
One hallmark of good defenses is understanding the game, understanding positioning, and tackling immediately in the secondary after catches. I think we just saw that on display right there.
Got to him before he ever had a chance to think about turning it upfield. And no field goal try here from the red zone offense out there. They'll go for it on 4th. They come out here in the I. Winston keeps it himself. Call it a gain of 3. And they're able to convert here on 4th and inches.
One of the hallmarks of their success this year, they've been fearless on 4th down. And they convert another one right here to move the chains.
So here we go, 1st and 10 now. Now they'll run it on the toss. And effective running here. He'll take it down inside the 10. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
Inside the red zone, and that means don't come away from there with anything less than 3 points, but everyone's thinking about 6. They're trying to get to the end zone. They decide to run a toss. Big people up front being mobile and moving, and a running back trying to follow behind them to find yardage, and that's exactly what he did.
2nd down, Winston. Incomplete, almost intercepted. They haven't picked him off yet. Would have been a great time for the first, but instead it's 3rd down. This will be play number 9 of the drive here as they need 4 yards on 3rd down.
A missed opportunity for an interception would have killed off a drive. They had a chance there to finish things off. Didn't get it done. I guess that's why a lot of those guys do not play offense.
He's got Evans. 7 yards on the pickup there, and now they've got it 1st and goal. And they're on 3rd and short. They just tried to spread the field. It worked.
And I think that the spreading of the field, the extra receivers, has really become the next in the evolutionary chain in the NFL. Go all the way back in that situation, you're handed to the fullback, right? As we evolved, maybe you pitched it to your tailback. Now you spread the field, and you have your choices of where to throw it and complete it for a 1st down.
And this is not going to do it as he stopped at the 2-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down. And now they're in the hurry-up. They'll let the fullback try and take him home. Call it a gain of a yard as they get a little bit closer here. It's 3rd and goal.
Now, that was a good job by the defense swarming to the football. And you know it's no cinch that you're going to be able to get the ball into the end zone against them. They're number 2 against the run. So what's an offensive coordinator to do? Check your playlist.
And he'll take it into the end zone. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. Jameis Winston with touchdown number 8 on the year. And the Bucs have taken the lead. And he atones for his miss the first time around as this one is up and good to extend their lead. After the touchdown, Aguayo now ready for the kickoff. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Carolina getting set to take the field. And last time this unit was out here, costly turnover, and then that turned into 6 points. They've got to make amends.
And how many times have we sat in meetings with coaches and they use the term complementary football? Offense take care of the defense, defense take care of the offense. That didn't happen on the last possession. This is a chance for them to pick themselves back up and help their team.
Yeah, we'll see if they can recoup and recover. Here's Newton. They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. A good convergence there defensively, only a yard, and it's second down.
In order for a screen pass to break big, a lot of things have to come together and be well executed. But all it takes is one small thing to go wrong and keep it from being a big game.
Back now in Tampa. Third down now following the completed pass. From the gun on third down, Newton. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up fourth down. Maybe just a lack of concentration there as he couldn't haul it in.
And when you're going across the middle like that, you know, he's running that drag route, you are conscious of all the bodies and the traffic in there. But let's face it, if you're going there, you might as well come down with the football and absorb whatever else happens after that.
One score down. Here we go. They're going to go for it here on fourth down. Desperation time. Newton, fourth down. Gets it to Benjamin. It's caught. That one good for 14 yards. And they're able to pick up the conversion here on fourth down.
Well, it all came together on that one, didn't it?
Big time throw on fourth.
Now that had to feel good, didn't it? Taking that type of a gamble there, making it pay off. What a throw.
And tough as a receiver because no matter how perfect the pass, you know it's fourth down and you got to convert.
A little bit of extra pressure, but he overcame it.
And now it looks like they're going to be in the hurry up. Now Newton. It's complete right side to Benjamin. It's a pickup of 19. And it'll be first down Panthers.
That was a nice completion on an out route, and those types of plays are the result of arm strength by the quarterback and timing by the receiver.
Three receivers to the left, one to the right. Newton on first down. Caught on the left side by Benjamin. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch. And the defense with their backs against the wall a little bit here as the offense is in the red zone. Throwing again is Newton. That's going to be caught at the 10-yard line. And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4. A nice pickup of 14, and it moves the stick, sets up a first and goal. Looking to speed things up here, going with some tempo. To the air again, Newton. And that'll be caught. Panthers touchdown. It's Benjamin with a grab. Kelvin Benjamin, his second touchdown on the season. And the Panthers have taken the lead here in the fourth. And that will make this a 4-point game. The Carolina kick team is out there ready to go, and they kick this one away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. And now the Buccaneers offense gets set to head back onto the field. That last drive, it was a good mix. Run, pass, defense on their toes.
And what really helps out in a big way is when you're doing the run-pass mix and everything's working, that means that they're guessing wrong every time on defense. They think you're going to pass when you run and vice versa. I would continue that, and when they finally draw a beat on you, maybe you mix it up a little bit with play action and throw the ball.
And will they maintain that balance? Time to find out. No gain on the play there, second down. And quickly they get to the line. And as a defensive end, getting off the ball quickly, swarming to the football, making a tackle, that's what we saw right there.
Yeah, that's what their job is. And really, a lot of the time, they have to throttle back a little bit in the run game because you know those defensive ends, they're like in a sprinter stance. They're just headed straight for the quarterback. That was good recognition on that play to hold them to no gain. And the Panthers bring in their nickel set as they try to defend here on third down.
5 defensive backs. Third and short yardage, Winston. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
That was a classic example of trying to run with the ball without securing the catch. He was thinking about those rack yards instead of making the catch first and then taking off.
Now the offense is not leaving the field. They're going to stay out and go for it on 4th and 3. Desperation time. Winston on 4th down. He's got Evans. It'll be a gain of 11. And on 4th down, they're able to convert and move the sticks.
Not only is a slant route really difficult to cover, it's a real staple play for an offense on a 4th down because it's a quick-hitting play. Get the ball in the hands of the quarterback right to the receiver.
And the receiver has to be ready because that thing's coming on a rope. And they'll go with a ground attack here. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down. So nothing there. I don't know that that's all in the back, though. You got to look at blocking there, don't you?
I would agree with that totally. At some point, they have to win at the point of attack. Instead, it was the defense getting it done again and holding them to no gain. When you execute a drag or a crossing route really well and give them a chance to let it develop a little bit, you can gain some significant yardage hitting your tight end on that one.
And here comes play number 6 on this drive. The play clock's running down. Jameis to throw it. And he will find his man on the end route. Complete. And they get 14 yards there and a 1st down.
Would it be safe to say that as precise as routes are supposed to be run in the NFL, maybe they're not quite as precise in college ball?
That's accurate, yeah.
And I think we saw a college route in the NFL there. Just find the soft spot, find the dead zone, and find the 1st down. And that's what he just did.
Fresh set of downs here. They'll give it to him right up the gut. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. 5 yards is the tally on 1st down. That brings up 2nd and 5. And they're going to speed things up here. Well, we looked at each other right when he flinched. We knew that that flag was coming.
Yeah, offsides, easy call, mark off the 5, and keep it moving.
They'll run here with Sims. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3. And that looked like some pretty easy yardage there right up the gut.
And he's a guy that has some height to him. So when you don't have to drop a shoulder or create or get through contact or trash, makes it a lot easier to stay upright, see the field, and make a run as we just saw there.
He's back to throw. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line. It goes as a gain of 8. It moves the chains.
I think that's a big pickup for a 1st down because when you run a drag route against zone, you're sometimes asking for trouble because you might run into a defender.
Yeah, well, there they ran into a 1st down. Executed it to perfection. And a really long drive here, and it goes on and on. Gonna give this time to the tailback. Trying to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage. And no more. In on the tackle there, Luke Kuechly. So nothing there, but maybe you blame that on the blocking.
Yeah, at some point, you've got to win at the point of attack. And on that play, that was all the defense. They made it happen.
He'll look to throw. And this is caught. Touchdown. And they've taken the lead here in the final minute.
So many passes we watched over time where the offense works on scoring late in the game and finding a way to win, as we just saw there.
Just saw it right there. Now can they preserve that advantage that they just got? After the touchdown, Aguayo now ready for the kickoff. This one taken from the 7. And nice work on the return as they'll start their drive just past the 30-yard line. Carolina getting set to take the field. They only need a field goal. Obviously, the clock a huge factor. They'll be watching that. What do they need to do here, Charles?
Your sequence of plays has to get you out of bounds. Completions, get out of bounds, gain some yardage. Then when the clock hits 7 seconds or left, now you get a decision. Are you in field goal range, or is it Hail Mary time? Because from 7 seconds down, you don't want to take a shot that you're going to have another play.
We'll see how they handle it. Back to throw. Going to throw right side here. Complete. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. And the offense lining up 1st and 10. They'll look to throw. And that's going to be incomplete. The Hall of Famer Ozzie Newsome, the intended receiver. And now it's 2nd down.
And that one was knocked away, and I think the defender's going to be a little upset with themselves. They made the play on the football, but that one felt like a forced pass by the quarterback. Thought he had someone open. He really wasn't. Maybe an example of having too much confidence in his receiver that no matter what, I'm going to throw it to him. And that was a play made by the defense, and it could have been a bigger one.
Back to throw. And he can't corral it. That would have wrapped it up if he'd been able to hold on. Instead, it brings up 3rd down. He's lucky to be getting that one back.
After what they've done with him all day long with all the targets trying to go after him, he's obviously gotten smart, and his pride has kicked in. Made a terrific play.
And the offense looking to pick up the 1st down after the 2nd down incompletion. Newton. And that will be incomplete with a clock down now to 13 seconds.
So many offense want to include their running backs into their passing offense and be able to swing the ball out or check it down to them. But sometimes those guys are just not as comfortable catching the ball as they are running it.
And now the Bucs deciding to take a timeout defensively. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. The 3 straight incompletions, they don't care. That hasn't dissuaded them. They're going to go for it on 4th. Desperation time. Newton, 4th down. And he comes back with 1 complete. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And that's going to be just about all she wrote for this one. And the D-line pinching together must be expecting the run. Victory formation now for the Buccaneers. Down to a knee they go. And Charles, I think when the schedule comes out, all teams, no matter where they're predicted to finish, talk about protecting your home turf. They were able to do that here in this one.
Similar to a tennis match, right? Not letting them break your serve. That way you hold on to it. They got it done, and they feel very good about that victory.
So for Tampa Bay, they boost their record up to a strong 4-1. And they'll be able to enjoy this one through the bye week before they get back at it again. Meanwhile, for Carolina, they'll sink now to 0-4. And they'll be at home for one next week against the Oakland Raiders. That'll do it for us. For Charles Davis and all our hardworking crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, find us on Twitter at EA Madden NFL. The Bucs are winners here as we say so long from Tampa.
Hello, my name is Kamal. Aye, aye.